You see Vanessa on the screen. Welcome, Vanessa.
Hi,
Vanessa
thank you.
is someone. Vanessa is someone that is coming onto the scene now and really starting to present at some different places. But she has something very special for you guys today. You might know her as the queen of the flat files, but she's got something brand new that she's never shared before that is pretty cool stuff. I think you're going to really enjoy this. And I met Vanessa actually. I think it was on Clubhouse originally. On
Oh,
Clubhouse, she was actually in a bunch of the different chats we were doing like a year ago, and every once in a while she'd pipe in and say something. I was like, "Who is this girl? She's pretty smart." And so I invited her on the Helium 10 Elites a while back, and she crushed it there. And so I was like, "You got to speak at the $1 Billion Seller Summit," and here she is today. And I think you're going to really enjoy it. She's going to probably crush it with some of what she has to share with you today. So Vanessa, welcome. Glad to have you here.
thank you so much, Kevin. It's an honor. And I'm gonna start sharing my screen now.
Perfect. Looks
So
great.
amazing. Okay, so guys, as Kevin said, I'm extremely excited for what I'm gonna share to you right now because this is something that I've been seeing for over a month. I've been investigating this plane in the back end of some accounts, and the results that I'm seeing are amazing. This is a secret algorithm, something that nobody's seen, or as far as I know, nobody's paying attention to, and this could be a game changer for your business. This could literally add millions to your bottom line, and I'm not taking that slightly. It's possible, it's there, and bear with me because I'm not only going to show you the possibilities of this market, but also I'm going to show the strategies and how to hack Amazon's AI. So the title of my presentation is Amazon's Secret Algorithm: The Way to Conquer New Markets Within the US. So for years, sellers have been dedicating their time to find out what's the best strategy to win the competitors. How can we index better? How can we get the juice for ranking? How can we lower the shipping costs? So selling online, it's become a science. And the thing is that everybody else is looking for that science. Your competitors could be here learning the same stuff as you do, and seeing all the same things, and we are playing for the same market. But what if I tell you that there is another market, that it's out there, it's here, it's in the States, and most sellers are blind to it? And this is crucial to your business moving forward in 2022 and going forward, because there is no way back. And I feel once you start using this as a way to leverage and grow your business, you will position yourself in a better position than what Amazon was a few years ago. So that's okay. If you're one of the people that are blind, that's why you're here. And I'm going to make sure that you live with tactics and strategies and a plan to do better and to start seeing this market. So before we start getting into the hacks and the AI and how the algorithm works, I'm going to talk a little bit about the facts and history on why this is important for you. So, hola, do you know that Spanish is the second most spoken language in the US? And you probably have heard of this, or if you live in the States, it's very familiar for you that you see a Hispanic neighbor or somebody in your circle speak Spanish as well. This is not new. And what I'm talking about today is not about putting keywords in the backend that are in Spanish. That's not what I'm talking about. And bear with me because you're going to see how we can hack the system with it. So, talking about this market, just to give you an idea, there are 63.6 million Hispanic consumers in the US, with a consumer purchasing power of $2 trillion a year. This is an amazing market. And the cool thing about them is that 25% of all millennials in the whole population of the United States, 25% are Hispanic. So they are native e-commerce shoppers. They are already there, and this is an extremely underserved market. So there is this thing or this knowledge around the space where you say stuff like, Yeah, you need to input backend keywords in Spanish, and that's important because you will rank better. But you're not targeting, or we are not targeting intentionally to those customers. And to give you an idea, this is how you are right now. You probably have some Spanish keywords in your backend, and the sea that you see there is the whole population, and you don't know where you're going. You don't know where you're going because you don't understand this target audience. You don't understand who are they and how to speak to them. And what I'm sharing with you right now is how can you do that without leaving the US, without creating a company in another country, without putting your inventory in a different country, in a different warehouse, different logistics. Now it's the tactics and the strategies to leverage your US operations to speak to a different market. And one cool thing about it that we need to know is who are they and why they matter for your business. So first of all, the metrics or the statistics that I showed you before, they are statistics from the US. There are Hispanic people that are living in the United States. I'm not accounting for all the Latin American and Hispanic speakers in the world that are already purchasing on Amazon.com, and they're getting their inventory shipped to other places, or maybe in America, but then they get shipped to their countries in Latin America or in Europe, wherever else. So I'm saying this is an underserved market, and we need to understand who they are to start speaking to them. So as you can see, probably in your mind, when I say Hispanic or Latino people or Spanish speaking, you have in your mind some Mexican dude or something. This is an image that we have in our mind, but we need to understand that this is a very heterogeneous group. They are different, and within the region, there are different type of mindset, cultures, slang, the language. We share the Spanish as a main language, but within Spanish, there are multiple different types of Spanish. So one word that means something in Venezuela could not mean the same thing in Argentina. And that's why SEO and understanding this target audience is crucial for you, because you then will know how to target that. And I will share, if you bear with me, like I'll share in the middle of the presentation, a real life example of a slight change that you can do to your product right now to start speaking to them. The other factor or insight of this population is that they are brand agnostics. They are not attached to big brand names, so they are early adopters. They are open to innovate and get different brands that are not well recognized out there. So that's a huge win for us if we are growing in the space and on Amazon, because they are not afraid of buying something that doesn't have a big brand name. Also, there are review givers and seekers. And this is important for you if you already have your listings as global selling and you're sharing reviews from other marketplaces, you're getting reviews in Spanish, or maybe people that are in the US, they are leaving you reviews in Spanish. That's important. But the key thing here, and one of the recommendations that I'm going to give you, is we have the ability in Seller Central to know what's the preferred language for the customer. We know if it's Spanish or if it's English. When we request within Seller Central UX the review, so the bottom that you have in orders, they will send the review request in Spanish. We will be speaking to them in Spanish, asking them for reviews. And as a population, as a demographic insight, they are more willing to give reviews than their counterparts in other cultures or within the other population in America. So leveraging that, and it's important that you target them with their main language and not use an automated system that just sends a bunch of emails in English that they don't really understand, because that's a poor customer experience. And you could have a huge traffic or more reviews just by asking them in Spanish. And lastly, there are native online shoppers. Why? Because 73% of all Hispanic people are 35 years or younger. The US Hispanic digital buyer penetration is massive. We're talking about 36.5 million people that are digital buyers, that are already online, that are already seen on Amazon, like products, and they're already buying. They're probably, so according to my calculations, and this is something that is not official Amazon statistics, but so if I put together this with the whole population and the number of Amazon Prime members, about 30% of Prime members are Hispanic. And Hispanic means that they speak Spanish, could not be the main language or the one that they use all the time, but when you start targeting that market, it feels different and you talk to them. So if you are already selling and you see in your chart what is your biggest states in the US, and you see some of the states that I'm showing you here, this is the top 10 states with purchasing or buying power from the Hispanic market. If you're already selling there and these are big markets for you, you may be selling to the Hispanic population without even notice, and the most important part, without intention. You are not talking to them with intention. And this is where if you follow along, I'll show you not only how to talk to them with intention, because I'm not gonna give you just like the cookie cutter, just put Spanish keywords in the back end. It's like, no, we will leverage your Amazon operations, we will leverage Amazon AI, and we will leverage their system to start changing things and conquer those markets that are a complete blue ocean. So a quick history on what did Amazon do about it. This is not new. The Hispanic market has been like in America since forever. But recently, more big corporations are starting noticing them and start targeting to them, especially in online, because as you saw, the majority of the populations are digital buyers, are millennials. So in 2017, Amazon launched their website and app with a completely experience in Spanish. So they tailored that experience. Everything is in Spanish and the dashboard is completely different. So what you saw or what you see on Amazon.com when you have the website in English is completely different to what you see when you do it in Spanish. And this is key. At that moment in 2017, they were using the automated or real-time translation. They were like translating the website or the app in real time. So they were getting that information. In 2020, in a conference they did in Hong Kong, they released the new translation algorithm and the new data on the neural machine translation system. So what the neural machine translation system, and this is the name for the hidden AI, and I'm going to show you what it is and how it works, is that they are using the legacy copy of the listings to build like a second database at the same time, to have the search results, to have your listings there, to be shown in a secondary language. So this works for Spanish, and I'm talking today about the Hispanic market in the US, but this can also be used for Canada to target the French-speaking market. And in 2020, at the end of 2021 and 2022, I start seeing that there is a possibility to upload inventory in a secondary language, and now directly in Seller Central. It looks something like this. I don't know if you're seeing this in your experience, but now you see listing language, and this drop-down menu has English and Chinese. For now, those are the only two languages that this system supports, but I'm very sure that sooner than later, Amazon would come with the solution of uploading your listings in the US, Amazon.com, in Spanish, to cut their experience and not do it like in the backend as the solution that I'm going to show you right now. Because if you follow this and you understand how it works, you will increase top page search results. You will start like talking to a different market that is completely underserved, and you will win over your competition because of what I'm gonna show you right now. So this is a regular listing. So if you see there, perfect listing, nice title, bullet points are okay. So that's the Amazon choice for sleep restoration gel pillow. As a Spanish speaking user, I could go to my website and click on the flag there and choose my experience to be completely in Spanish. So when I change that and I click that, this is how I see what I see. So if you see right now, the title changed, the bullet points change, and let's compare the things that are happening here. So you probably don't understand Spanish, and that's okay. That's why I'm here to show you. The title in English, it says queen size set of 2. Okay, when I go to the Spanish side, nowhere it says what's the size of the pillow or if it's a set or not. So they are not translating the listings in real time. They are using a legacy system. They're using something different. So that's the first trigger that I started noticing. And it's like, okay, this is wrong. Not only that, but if you see at the bottom, the last bullet point is missing. And if I get deeper into what a good SEO and converting listing is in Spanish, the bullet points are not well translated, meaning that they're using words that are not exactly what it should sound in Spanish. And another very cool thing here, and this is huge, like for a lot of sellers out there, is that the two words that I'm just circling there, antipolvo and antiácaro, those are pesticide keywords. So the system is not triggering any forbidden keyword that is in Spanish, which is mind-blowing because there are millions, 60 million of people purchasing online, or well, the 73% is 36 million, that are purchasing already online, that are Spanish speakers, and they're not getting the best thing. And you can get away with some cool stuff like forbidden words. I don't not recommend that, but it is possible. Another example here, this is from a seller that in 2020. So the system, the algorithm changed itself to their Spanish translation. In the English one, they have the regular title is just one camera, but in Spanish, for some reason, they put that this is a set of 4 cameras. So the seller actually had an issue with the customer because a customer that purchased that in the Spanish experience, they said that the title says that is 4 cameras. So I invite you guys right now, or when this presentation is over, to go to your listings and try to, numbers is very easy to pinpoint. Like if you have 4 in your English listing and you don't have 4 in the Spanish, there is a discrepancy here. So I'm noticing discrepancy of information, which is huge and could literally drive down your conversion rate by a lot. And I'm going to show you what those numbers and percentage look like. Then there are restricted keywords. I'm not inviting you to use restricted keywords in your listings, but it is possible to have them in Spanish and get away with it. The other thing is missing attributes. So as I showed you before, they are missing, this is a very top rated listing with the keyword pillow, and they are missing a bullet point. Like the importance of having another bullet point to express yourself, to talk to that customer is huge. And with other features that you could have with brand registry, for example, A+ content and all that, there are 2 ways of doing it. And I think in the space, 2 types of opinion on this. When you have the all A+ content is just images or text, but within the image doesn't get translated. So you could be missing there the opportunity to get your A+ content with description, with the text that Amazon allows to put in the A+, to get translated and communicating the A+ to the Hispanic market, to the Spanish speaking market, because otherwise you will be missing that opportunity out. And for now, images don't get translated. I think that in the future, Amazon will have another kind of version where you can upload your images and your information of the listing in Spanish, but that's not yet there. And that's why we're here. And that's what I think you can win the market if you start applying the things that I'm going to show you right now to start speaking to that population and getting those sales. So how does the system work? I'm going to show you. So when a customer does a query in the search bar, they input the word, the keyword, And then it comes the language identifier. So the target language in the system is English, of course. So if it's in English, it will show the transform query and all the results for that keyword. But if it's not, and this is important, this is the biggest thing, this is a sub-ranking, like hidden algorithm that we are not seeing. When it's not, the neural translation machine algorithm is translating that keyword in Spanish to all the different options in English, and it's like getting the top K. So it depends on the niche and on the category, how many are they, but they're taking the top translations and they're re-ranking the results to get the best translation or the best results to the customer. So this is huge, and I literally I get so excited because I've seen how the search, when you look things in Spanish, change completely from what it is in English. So if you right now are in the probably number 11 in your main keyword in English, if you do the work, you could be number 1 in Spanish. And I'm not taking this lightly. This can drive your conversion and your sales by a lot, depending on the market. We are seeing we can cater 36.5 million people just by knowing how this works and how to use it. And now I'm going to show you. So in their paper, they said that the relevance in the translation of the top 8 products found in any search query is one of the metrics that they continuously monitor to show results. So what does that mean? They translate things into the Spanish version. The Spanish query gets translated to English into the top K translations, the possible translations that could have in English. If I'm trying to explain this, when we say something in Spanish, there are many different words that could apply to that Spanish word. So they are different. In those searches, Amazon is taking the top 8 products and they putting it together to re-rank it and give the best option to the customer for that query. And this is where the algorithm is changing. And this is where nobody's paying attention, because what we care and what is out there, the information that is out there is like, no, we need to fight for the English one, blah, blah, blah. If you do for the Spanish and you start pushing that, you can just target something that is huge. So let's hack the system, shall we? I'm going to show you right now. So I'm going to show you right now a product that I chose for this. And I'm using the Product Opportunity Explorer on Amazon because these numbers are legit. Like, these numbers are accurate. I'm not using any proportions or estimations of any other software. It's Amazon itself. So let's get this example. I have a griddle, right? When I go to griddle, I see all the products that are the top products for this keyword. But what it is interesting and what I want to show you is the search terms. So when we go to griddle, we can see that the 5th keyword, the most important search term for that product, is plancha para cocinar. That's the keyword in Spanish for griddle to cook, basically. And what is important here is that, look, there are 11,170 people searching for this in the past 90 days. So how much could you go up in sales if you start like targeting those numbers, targeting that market? But the most interesting part, guys, and what I'm going to show you to boost up, convert better, and do better, is that the conversion rate is really low. So if you see in the page, other keywords are between 5, 9. We have the highest one, which is 11.4, but the lowest one is in Spanish. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the SEO sucks. The SEO in Spanish is terrible. Whatever it says in the listing. So this is the best seller for that product. So if I go into product Oh, well, no, for the other one, for the keyword in Spanish. But if I click for this, this is the a copy in English, sorry, in Spanish. As you can see, title, it's not really great, and one bullet point. Only one bullet point. So that explains a lot why the conversion rate is terrible. It's 1%. And the other cool part is that, as you can see in the top 3 click products, there is only one common denominator, which is the first, but the other 2 are not. So what it is that these products are not shown in any other of the results here, as you can see. And what it is this is the hidden algorithm. This is the sub-ranking system that is using the translations to re-rank everything in the first page. So, and they are not optimized for it. And another example, which is even like worse, is this one, plancha. Plancha is in one part of Hispanic, like a region. Plancha is the exact translation for griddle. But, and this is where it gets extremely interesting, griddle in countries like Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, and some Central American countries, griddle can get translated to comal. So I'm from Venezuela, and in my country we say budare, parrilla, or plancha. We don't say comal, and that's where this is huge. And what I told you about, that this is the heterogeneous group. These are potentially thousands of micro niches that we are not tapping in. So same product, you're selling the same product. We're selling the grill for this example. I go there and I check for comal. Comal for tortillas, that's a high volume search. I'm talking about 325,000 searches in a year. And let's check. So this is the keyword in Spanish. This is for people that are in Mexico and Guatemala, same exact product. You're not changing anything. I'm not saying that you need to create a new UPC, a new listing, a new ASIN in Spanish. No. Everything is the same. Amazon is already doing the work for us. They are providing the opportunity for Spanish-speaking buyers to have that experience. So if you see here, these are the numbers, but and these are a lot better. These numbers are better than what I showed you before, but they are not yet what it could be. So we can get into 11.4, a 9, and 6.2. Here, we still don't have those numbers. They're in the below 6. So it's interesting. And the other part are the insights. This is what it gets extremely interesting. When you have products, you can see that today only 56.5% of all products that are ranked in the top 46 are advertising. So that means that there is a huge blue ocean out there of opportunity because the ads are on top. Nobody's paying attention, nobody cares, and there are almost 70 million people in the US underserved just because we don't understand them. And that's the main thing. That's why I'm saying here, we are not understanding this market. Now, I wanted to show you another example just because this could be like, oh, well, but give me another example just for fun. I'm seeing here, dog seatbelt, same thing. The fourth keyword, the most search for this kind of product is correa para perros. Also, and in Spanish, we see the same conversion rate for 4.2. 4.2 because the SEO is terrible. And the top click products, as you can see here, they're different from the other ones. So this is not a common denominator in all, and probably it's one of the most clicked because when I checked this listing in Spanish, it was beautiful. So they are paying attention to that. And the growth, like we're seeing growth in Spanish keywords, all the ones that I have shown you are like growing, are just the market keeps going up and going up and going up. So This is an untapped ad potential market. This could be incredible drive traffic for your brand, for your products right now, without leaving the state, without doing nothing. All of the things that we were seeing before with all the amazing speakers that were talking about targeting other or targeting better the audience. This is incredible possible for an underserved market that is in Spanish. The only thing you need to do is understand the market, doing the research, and start speaking to them in their language. Localization is key. So, as I mentioned before, for the griddle example, comal is the way they say it in Mexico. Parrilla is the way they say it in Argentina. Budare is the way they say it in Venezuela and Colombia. So what we're talking here is for the same product, I just told you 3 different niche that you can tap in, and you can start targeting those by ads, by putting it in the back end, and by changing the front end SEO. And I'm gonna show you how you're gonna do it right now. So now you're not blind. Now you can see, like, this is the matrix, and we are able to hack Amazon AI if we want to, because we don't need to wait for them to give us the access to have our listings in Spanish. We right now can do it by following these simple steps. So I've done it. It's your listing, it's your information. This is something that we have the right to change anytime we want. So the 2 images that you see there are the results from 2 cases in 2 different accounts that I accomplished to change the front NCO by just doing this. Obviously, I did my research in Spanish with all the keywords. I built an optimized listing with a nice title, bullet points, and description. What I did was opening a case with seller support and ask to escalate this to the translation team. So this is interesting. As a result, that's how they call it internally, the translation team. And those are the ones that are the main contributors for the localization, what they call the localization contributions. So localization contributions are those things. One big thing to mention here. If you have your listing optimized in Mexico, and with the NARF program, we know like global selling, like Mexico, Canada, and Brazil, and the US are now like one account for America. If you have it optimized for Mexico, that doesn't get translated. So the Mexico or the Spanish listing that you have in Amazon MX is not getting crossed with Amazon.com in Spanish, with the experience in Spanish. So I'm not if you're already doing it in Mexico, you must be able to see that there could be discrepancies of what you're seeing in Amazon Mexico and in Amazon.com, and you can get that. So submit the file with the desired content and change that in the front end. Start speaking to them, start catering and building some high-level conversion rate content for them. Is gonna be a game changer, and I'm seeing this right now in several accounts that I'm working on. So the things that I'm talking, and I really I'm excited because this is an opportunity that could change many brands, and it could change the marketplace if we start using these tools intentionally. This is a long-term strategy to expand your business. So if people are here that are planning to sell your business and planning to do better and have that in the pipeline, how much more money could you make if you start improving that SEO and advertising in Spanish to tap a market that has thousands of searches, and they are not getting the results they want because the system is not understanding them. But if you understand them, you can win the system and take over those sales. Aligning yourself with Amazon's vision is extremely important. Paying attention to what they're doing. So I start paying attention in 2020 when this neural machine translation happened. I didn't understand that before until now. And now that I'm seeing changes that you can upload inventory in a secondary language, that means that it's soon to be released that you can do it in other languages within the same marketplace. So this could be big, but we're ahead. I haven't heard anybody talking about this. So I think if you start implementing this right now, this can be a game changer, like game over. The other thing, obviously, it's an underserved population. We're still there, like we are there, we are here. And the funny story, how did I start looking more and more into this, is because my mom from Venezuela, she lives in Venezuela. She came for the holidays to visit, and she started buying on Amazon like a crazy. And she was looking for things in Spanish. So the things that she was buying were getting like home. I had a Prime membership, and they were in home like in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So when I saw that, and I saw what she was looking for and the results, the discrepancy between what she was looking for in Spanish and the search results were massive, because nobody was improving, nobody's optimizing for it, nobody's paying attention. My mom spent thousands of dollars on Amazon during the holidays, and buying from people that were not even intentionally targeting her. And lastly, you're gonna leverage your US operations. If you do this, this doesn't cost anything. You're not gonna move. You're just gonna add an extra process to your thing to optimize for those for that population. So what you can do, to summarize, first, optimize the front end. I already told you how. Open the case, translation team, that's where you need to escalate. Wait 24 hours, that's how. So in 2 days, you will have it ready in the front end. Add Spanish keywords in the backend. That's important for ranking. It is very important. So if you have right now, if you have a great ranking for a keyword that you're repeating and repeating and you're repeating yourself in the backend, you could drop that keyword and put a Spanish one and start building that up to be in the top 8. So people will, so Amazon will put you there in any of the searches that are translated related to that keyword, to that search. So this is massive. Advertising Spanish, I cannot say that enough. This is an on-top market, blue ocean, and probably the bids on Spanish keywords in your niche are extremely low compared to what it is in English, and nobody's competing there yet. And the other thing is paying attention to the Hispanic holidays. We have different holidays from the US, so you can really stretch your seasonality or your season by just start targeting those markets, start seeing. So for example, Mother's Day in some countries in Latin America is in a different date than what it is in the States. So things like that are important, and you can leverage that just by creating promotions and having an awesome SEO Spanish copy and start advertising for it within your same country, within Amazon.com, your same Seller Central account. So guys, knowledge is no power, implementation is power. So I'm here to tell you how to implement it. You can do this right now. You can go right now to Amazon and see how your listings are shown in Spanish. And let's go to the Q&A. And if you have any questions, I'll be so happy to answer that. And if you want to connect, here is all my information. I used to have another Instagram account. I was sharing a lot of information. It was shut down, so I created a new one. Now it's fulltime.amazon. So you can check out their Online Seller Solutions, our website. And I hope you like it. And I'm so excited. I think this is a huge thing for you. And thank you.
Excellent job, Vanessa. I don't know if you saw the comments, but you're getting, oh my God, amazing job. Awesome presentation. Excelente presentación. Me gustó muchísimo. A lot. And like you said on the, lots of claps. Awesome, Vanessa. Great job. Also, like you said on the international holidays that are big in Latin America that aren't in the US, International Women's Day is coming up in the first part of March. Most people in the US have never heard of it. They don't even know what that is. My wife is Colombian. If I don't buy her a present on International Women's Day, I'm in the doghouse. So there's a lot of people here in the US that are searching for it. It's as big as Mother's Day almost in Latin American countries, in some Latin American countries. That's an awesome holiday that most people are missing out on that you could really capitalize on.